Hello and welcome to the channel. Now this is a nighttime shoot. I was going to do this earlier but I didn't get around to it, so I'm doing it now. And what you're looking at is Todd McFarlane's release of Robert Pattinson The Batman on his Batcycle. So let's come in close just to show you that. Now the reason I'll come back to this figure, I have reviewed him on the channel before, is mainly because of those eyes. Now apparently the fans didn't like that kind of looking to the side sculpt, but this is not about me attacking the new release, which is very good. This is about me telling you guys why I prefer this one over the new release. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to angle this bike in a different position and start the review on the new release of the Robert Pattinson Batman figure. So let's talk about the new release of the Batman figure. And let's come in close on him. Now the fans didn't like this particular head sculpt of the eyes looking off to the side, but I do. One of the reasons is and if you remember the end of the film where he's leaving Gotham City Cemetery with Selina Kyle, you see him on the bike and he's looking back in this manner at Selina Kyle leaving Gotham, and then when she goes out of view, he looks straight ahead and races on to Gotham, and then the credits kick in, and I love that. Who would have thought Cedric Diggory would be such a great Batman? Because when I heard he was cast for that role, I kind of thought, I'm a Harry Potter fan and I liked him in Harry Potter, but is he a Batman? Yes, he is. He's one, for me, of the best Batmans in terms of the way they've done him. Now, the new figure, if you look at the body of this figure, has a grey look to it with bits of black. He has a wide cape. He also has an extra head sculpt of unmasked Bruce Wayne. And I know they did make a figure of unmasked Bruce Wayne. And I always thought if I ever bought that figure, I could take this head off and then take the Bruce Wayne head sculpt and put it on this if I wanted two figures. But what I decided to do is not upgrade, not get the new release, because I'm a big fan of sculpted capes, as I said in the past. And I've also liked the idea of the way this figure looks compared to the new release, and so I decided to stick with him and not upgrade. I've also seen, I'll just show you quickly the engine section of that bike, which is really good. Yeah, I've also seen kind of clips on YouTube of the next movie, and you still see the return of the Batmobile. Now that's a vehicle I was going to buy at one time, but I never got around to it. But yeah, on that Batmobile, from the things I've seen of the footage, it's got a bit of battle damage. And obviously it takes place straight after the events of the last film. So what I'm going to do is take him off the cycle and talk a bit more about him compared to the new release of the other figure. Yeah, he's going to come off that bike. I just wanted to get a different angle of him on the bike. And I think with the eyes done this way, it gives the figure a bit more of a personality, because I've got a Batwoman that has the eyes looking off to the side, and I like that. And it's the same with Henry Cavill. A lot of the fans didn't like the kind of laser vision look, but I do. I like things to be different on figures, not just standard. So with this figure, I can't imagine me wanting to upgrade. Obviously, when they make more Batman films with Robert Pattinson and they change the suit out, I'm more likely to go and get another figure of him. But for now, I think this is going to be my only one in my collection, alongside my other figures in the wave, Penguin, Riddler and Catwoman. So let's get him off the bike and get him into a few poses. So I've obviously got him off the bike. Let's come in close on that head sculpt. And when you do things like this, I kind of get a bit more pleasure with the look. It's like, yeah, I'm looking up, I've got my weapon ready, and I'm ready for battle. And that actually, to me, is more effective as a pose than the standard staring straight ahead look. But I'm going to tweak that, see if I can improve on it. So that's a slight improvement. I'll bring it in close for you guys to look at. As you can see, when you got those eyes doing that, that to me looks better. But yeah, I was looking at the suit, and yes, it is a lot grayer on the body, and it has the wide cape, and I think it's good to have wide capes on figures, but my preference is the sculpted cape. But it also comes with a head sculpt, the new figure. But this look, I don't know why I like it, I just prefer this. Okay, let's try and improve on that pose, because this is the posing channel. Okay, let's try something a little bit different. Now this is a pose I used to have him in, where he's behind the cycle. And I really liked him doing this sort of action posing. Again, the eyes seem to bring more to that pose. And ideally I was after a weapon, which is the rifle you see in the film with the telescopic sight, but I haven't managed to pick it up. But I think the pump action rifle is just as good. And of course that weapon is from the McFarlane's accessory pack. I'll try it with the bike facing the front, see if that's any better. Yeah, that's not bad. Let's get a bird's eye view. Coming close. So yeah guys, if you like the new release of Batman, Robert Pattinson, I wouldn't knock it, go out and get it, but this is a figure I really like. And I've given you the reasons why. And when I first got that bike and the figure, they were at a reduced price. The bike was hovering around £40, but I got it for 20, and I think I got the figure for about 15. But for the most part, when I got these things, I actually had them on the bike, and it was about 6 months on that I started to pose him beside the bike. I'm just giving you guys a few ideas if you've not tried them out already. Let's try and add something else to this figure, which is the Batarang, one of the accessories he came with. So there's the Batarang. And that's a nice little pose, I think. Again, he's looking up. So you can get some good dynamics with this figure. He's very articulate, and you would have seen that on other people's reviews of him. I've actually had him with a different weapon from the pump action gun. If you check out the channel, you have to scroll way back. You would see my review on this figure and the other wave, Catwoman, Riddler and Penguin. Let's change that rifle position. Yeah, I think I prefer this one. Got a bit more to it than the last one. Also saw the trailer for Clayface. Now I'm not so sure what to make of that film when it comes out. When I saw Joaquin Phoenix in the first Joker film, I really liked it, and I got the impression that is how they were going to do Clayface, but having seen the trailer now, I'm not so sure. So the verdict is still out for me on that. And I just watched the second Joker film with Joaquin Phoenix again. Now I know it got slated, and I personally think they didn't need to make another one, but I do get, excuse me, the psychology of it, and I don't mind watching it from time to time. So let's try a couple of more, and then we'll wind down this review. So I've squared him on. Let's come in close. Try to tilt his head down a bit. What I'll do is I'll come off this and get that head tilted down, just to give you that mean, moody look. I think that's better, a little bit better. So I posed him also with the grappling gun, which I'll come down to that. I've kind of looped it in to the belt section there. Now, if you want to get a custom holster made, the actual straps are there to show that there was a holster there, but I think McFarlane left them off. And the hand that comes with that to grip that grappling gun is there. Haven't posed him in grappling gun mode for a while, but I think when I reviewed him initially, I did show that on camera. So then I'll come up with two more and then I'll leave it there. So I've got him behind the bike again. I've ditched the Batarang. But yes, I do like this look, and it's good that Todd McFarlane tries to up his game and give the fans what they want. But for me, sometimes things like this are enough. Now with the bike there, I was just watching the film the other night and I realised that Selina Kyle's bike at the end of the movie is the same, well, it looks like the same design but a smaller scale for the female. Now when I looked on some reviews of her on the bike, it was the Robert Pattinson Batman surveillance bike, which I also like. Could have picked that up cheap, but I blanked it. So I would like them to release the version of this bike on a smaller scale for my Catwoman figure. Not sure if they will, but it'd be nice if they did. I'll just get some angle shots, because I'm that kind of guy. So overall, I'm really pleased with my figure, and if they make more Batman films, which I'm sure they will, they'll start to change the suit out. They'll also obviously give us another version of the vehicle he drives, but for now I'm quite content to have him with just him and the cycle. I also saw on the YouTube the Ben Affleck Batcycle, which was featured in the Flash movie, and I was considering getting that because the prices have started to come down, because in the Flash movie, when you see him in that bat suit, wasn't particularly a suit I liked, and I did see that figure going for about 12 quid. But I've got a armoured version of Ben Affleck from the Justice League movie, and I prefer to put that figure on the bat cycle that was featured in the Flash movie. But that's just my personal choice. So I'll give you one more pose and then I'll leave it there. So I kind of lied a little bit. This is a pose I was going to end on, but another one has just crept into my head, and it often happens when I start posing out figures. Things start racing through my head, but that's a sign that I'm enjoying what I do. Been looking at a lot of great collections you guys have done, and sometimes look at it and go, God, I'd love to pose some of your collections, because I know that you're just about getting the figure, tweaking the pose on the figures a little bit, but you don't do, I think, as much as you could be doing. Not that it's a criticism, maybe posing out figures is not for you, but it is for me, or part of the fun, I say. So that was the pose I was going to end on, but I thought of another one, not much different to this, so I'll just end on that one next and leave it there. Not sure really, now I've done it. I don't like to finish reviews when I'm not too sure about the pose, so I think I'll try it again. Kind of guy I am. But it's in the ballpark. Well folks, I will leave it there. Tried something, wasn't happening. This is a late night shoot, so I'm going to leave it on that. Face sculpt one last time. And these are the eyes that the fans didn't like, but I do. I think it gives it personality, adds a bit more dynamic to the posing that you do. And at the end of the day, it's a personal choice, and this is my personal choice. I like sculpted capes over wide capes. I like the colour type on this body compared to the new release, but I'm not knocking that new release. It's good, but it's not for me. So I just get some different angles to the fans, or the fan. No, actually, I'm very pleased that people are subscribing to the channel. They're not big numbers, but I am grateful for your support and your positive comments. And it's an thing when you start off from nowhere, seeing a channel slowly build. I'm not sure if I'll have big numbers, but I'm just into having fun with my collection and trying to show you guys some new ideas that you may not have tried. And incidentally, I've not been too well, so I've not been out and about so much, but I was over at my mate's house a couple of weeks back, and he's just bought the Hot Toys Robert Pattinson Batman, and I have to say, it's awesome. Check out Ray's collection and subscribe, you know it makes sense. He's a good bloke, and he's got a great eye for picking the right things. But at this end of the scale, the low end of the scale, I think this is a good figure. Well, it is to me anyway. And as I said earlier, I got the cycle at a bargain price of about 20 quid. I think the figure was about 15. So I can't complain. I enjoy posing him. I'm not likely to pick up the new release, but I wouldn't knock anyone who does. But I'll give you my reasons as to why I like him, and I will stick with him. So at the end of the day, I'll say thanks for watching the channel. Thanks for your subscriptions and your comments, and I'll see you again next time.